If you're a man who's not getting the results that he wants with the women in his life, chances are there's something that you're missing. Women these days tend to be very often in their masculine. We look around us and we see them stepping in, holding up that masculine shield, struggling to drop into their feminine. Now that's definitely a thing. And there's a lot of work that women need to do to let go of that shield and come back to a more feminine state. However, this is also a chance for us men to reflect and look at ourselves and look in the mirror and see what it is that we're missing that's not allowing the women around us to drop into their feminine. If we as men can create safety and security and offer the environment that supports a woman to drop into her feminine, she'll have a much easier time to emanate that soft, radiant feminine energy that all men love to be around. Welcome to this channel. My name is Jasper Brown. If you haven't been here before, this is a place where we come to discuss conscious masculinity, sexuality, and all things relating to masculine improvement. So I hope you like the content here. I hope you'll stick around because I'm dropping a ton of insights and value for you guys. So before we dive into the 3 pillars of masculinity that men need to acquire in order for women to feel safe, first let's discuss the feminine shield. In the recent decades, we've seen women more and more stepping into their masculine, starting to be strong, independent women, reclaiming their identity and sovereignty and independence. As a result of this, they're also dealing with a lot of wounds, a lot of fears and trauma from the past, often at the hands of men. In order to keep themselves safe and protected, they keep this masculine shield held very firmly in both hands. They don't want no man, they don't want no help, and they're not willing to soften and surrender, as we know. Now, of course, men have a tendency to criticize this and complain, and I hear guys all the time saying, the women are all in their masculine, they're too masculine these days, I'm just not attracted to that, and we will tend to criticize our partners when they are in that state. That criticism, that blame, that judgment will always cause the woman to hold that shield even tighter. Now, of course, putting that shield down is her work to do, but we as men need to make sure that we are creating the environment, the safety, the protection that allows her to feel safe enough to do so. And that's where these 3 pillars come in. It's a beautiful masculine gesture of devotion and love and reverence for the feminine to take responsibility for the mess that's been left by the men before. If the woman that you're with is traumatized, if she's damaged and wounded from her past experiences with men, it is a noble virtue for you to step in there and, out of your love for her, seek to create a healing environment. So the first pillar is to understand that your state of grounded presence will create safety for her nervous system. Often the feminine just needs to feel the state of co-regulation that comes from a man who is deeply connected to himself, his body, his emotions, and he's able to hold space for her trauma, her wounds, and her emotional states and experiences to come up, be processed, to be held and worked through. I recently had a reel go viral on Instagram. It hit well over 3 million views, and most of those were women. All I did in that case was simply describe exactly what I've told you right now. Me coming in, holding space for my partner as she was dealing with some anxiety. I resisted the urge to fix her emotional problems with logic. I simply held her, I made her feel safe. We started to breathe together, and after a certain period of time, she looked at me and she said, I feel so much better, it's gone. The women went crazy for this because they realized and they appreciated this masculine presence and grounded stability that I was able to offer to my lover. We as men tend to get stuck in this logical process where we think we can fix her emotional issues with our powerful masculine brain that understands the problem, can dissect the problem. I know exactly what you need to do. Let me just fix it. Whereas that's not how we actually resolve emotional problems. Emotions need to be given space to move through the body. Otherwise they get stuck in trauma as a trauma response, which is tension stored as points of stress or stuck energy in the body, in the tissues of the body. So in order to avoid that, we actually need to allow the emotion to pass through, and this usually takes just a few minutes. The average duration of an emotion is about 90 seconds. The problem that we face is when we interrupt that process with the story, with the mind, with analysis, with deconstruction, instead of just giving it space and allowing it to arise, to be accepted, to be seen, to be appreciated, and then to be let go. The second pillar is the state of integrity. We need to be a man whose actions match his words. So often the case, we're in the habit of saying one thing and then behaving in a completely different way. This is deeply unsettling for the feminine nervous system. If you say something and then you don't do it, if you promise her to do something and then you do something else, she is going to feel a lack of trust. She's not going to feel safe in your presence because there is discontinuity between what you say and what you do. In terms of integrity, this is one of the most important conscious qualities of a man, in my opinion. We need to have a very clear alignment with the truth. When we are aligned with the truth inside of us, our actions match our words, match our feelings, and we're able to incorporate and hold all of these in a consistent, grounded position inside of us. We know how to act, we know how to speak, we know what we feel, and we're able to communicate that and stay consistent to that, regardless of external circumstances. When a woman feels that you're a man of integrity, she will relax, she will surrender, she will feel safe being around you because she knows she can trust your words, she can trust your intentions, and she can feel that you're a good, honest man of character. The third pillar is having a clear sense of direction and purpose in your life. A man who has no purpose is in his feminine. He's going with the flow, he's up in the clouds, he's flighty. This is not what a woman wants to feel. If you don't have a clear direction and purpose, she will become your mission, your direction, and your purpose. And this is an incredible pressure that then gets put on her shoulders. It becomes a burden for her, it becomes a burden for the relationship because she'll feel like she's with a man that isn't really going anywhere, he doesn't really know what he wants. And this is obviously a security threat for her because she's looking to provide for her children, she's looking to create safety and security for herself in the future. And if she sees there isn't really a future with you, or the future is unclear or undefined or doesn't look that bright, then obviously she's not going to feel safe, she's not going to be able to surrender, and she's not going to feel comfortable dropping into her feminine. Now, obviously developing these three pillars is something which takes time. But as all things in life, the best things in life are the things that we build towards and accumulate that end up paying us dividends as we mature into those things and as we develop more and more quality by investing significant time, attention, learning, going through challenges and overcoming obstacles to build those qualities that take time and energy and effort. And in today's world, we tend to have very short attention spans. We want things on demand. We want those things now. I just want to pay for it, give it to me right away. We need to buck that trend and be the kind of man who develops patience, who starts to see things long range. We develop long-term plans. We're willing to delay gratification because we know that the efforts we put in now are going to develop and build into bigger rewards down the line than if we were to just kind of grab it and take it and have what we wanted straight away. There's a very specific kind of savor and flavor and deep satisfaction that comes from working towards something, delaying that gratification and having a bigger reward at the end. And actually what we discover in that process is we love the journey. We love the progression. Some of the best things in my life are the things that really took me time to develop. My skills in jiu-jitsu, leveling myself up from stripe to stripe, from belt to belt. My skills in business, watching my business slowly gain momentum, gain traction as I started to earn more money, build new systems, bring in new clients, and build myself a vehicle and an engine that will sustain the kind of lifestyle that I want to live, the relationship that I have. It makes my partner feel safe because she sees we're going to be well provided for, and I have a very clear direction and sense of purpose with where this relationship is going and what I can offer to her. It's really important to understand that the quality of a man is determined by his character. So we need to start regularly challenging ourselves with difficult tasks, complex, long-range goals that take us time to develop. And in that process of working towards those things, we mature, we grow, we develop an authentic state of confidence that isn't faked because we naturally exude that from all of the heavy work and the difficult challenges that we've put in front of us and overcome and got to that point when we break through, we succeed, we develop, and we grow. We also need to become the kind of man who is able to master his emotions, not by repressively controlling them, numbing ourselves, or pretending to be this stoic, strong, macho kind of man. This is ultimately a fake front. This is not real, it's not authentic. So we need to be the kind of man that's able to face his emotional experiences by turning towards our emotions, learning to embrace them. And as such, a woman will feel very safe with us because she can see that we're able to handle our own emotional experiences. We're not numbing ourselves, we're not distracting or running away, but we're able to embrace, to accept. And in this way, we're able to create deep emotional intimacy with her. If you can start to build and put all of these qualities together around the pillars that I've mentioned, you start to construct a life of meaning and purpose. You develop a grounded state of presence through emotional mastery. You have a very direct and clear sense of integrity where your words match your actions, that line up with your feelings, and you're able to transmit this in all manner of circumstances. You will not have to worry about the woman next to you being stuck in her masculine. So I hope you found this video useful. I've packed a ton of insights into this from my own life, from the struggles that I've had in the trenches, going from a deeply unconscious and toxic relationship, working towards and building the relationship of my dreams with my dream partner. I try to transmit all of the wisdom, the insights, the lessons that I'm learning in my own life so you guys can benefit and not have to do so much of the heavy lifting by yourselves. I'd really appreciate it if you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on the bell to catch my next videos as they drop, as soon as they drop, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. I'm actually just about to release a new course, a 7-week online course with a men's group attached to it, Q&A sessions, and very in-depth practices and content that helps men to reclaim the masculine. This course is all about conscious masculinity, so if you find that sort of topic interesting, chances are if you found your way here, then you definitely will. I'll drop the link for that in the description, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.